Hello, my name's Simon Knott. Over the last 30 years, I've cycled around more than 2,000 churches in Suffolk, Norfolk, Cambridgeshire and Essex, exploring them, photographing them and writing about them on my Churches of East Anglia website. That's a lot of churches. Not surprisingly, not all of them are memorable, but there are a few that stick in the mind. And one of them is this church, All Saints, Gazeley. All Saints, Gazeley is one of those churches with a little bit of everything. It was almost completely rebuilt over a century and a half towards the end of the medieval period. A big church with aisles and clerestories and an imposing tower. It's a mixture of different styles, but they all seem to work together harmoniously. Inside, there's an old font, old woodwork, old glass, and something that's even more special than those. Let's go inside and take a look. The medieval masons who built Gazeley Church fitted it with these tall perpendicular windows. At one time, they would have been filled with coloured glass, but today they're clear and they let white light flood through the nave. It creates a wonderful atmosphere, kind of magic working in this place. One of the remarkable things about England's medieval churches is that over 1,000 years, almost every generation has added something to the church, however small. Here at Gazeley, for example, we know that in the 1470s, somebody paid for bells to be put in the tower, and about that time, someone else paid for stained glass, which is now up in the clerestories. But at the start of the 16th century, something remarkable was added to Gazeley Church. This is the early 16th century chancel roof here at Gazeley. On it are more than 100 decorative bosses, and on them are animals, mythical beasts, heraldic shields, and even a joke or two. Of course, people knew that the carvings were there, but they'd never been properly recorded. And then, by one of those great accidents of history, in the early 21st century, Gazeley Church had fallen on hard times. A substantial bequest made a major restoration possible. Scaffolding was erected in the chancel, and when people went up the scaffolding, they saw remarkable things. In 2018, the photographer Simon Johnson took a series of professional digital photographs, one of each of the panels. They're remarkable in their detail and confirm that this is a roof of national importance. But there's a problem. I'm standing beside Gazeley's 14th century font. It's a remarkable historical and artistic object. But in fact, there are hundreds of fonts like this all over England. Gazeley's medieval roof carvings are unique. They're the only ones we have. There can never be any others. Over the last year or so, water has started leaking through the medieval roof carvings, and they're beginning to suffer damage. Architects have said that the tiles above the carvings need replacing, and it's going to cost upwards of £100,000. And yet, This is a roof which is unique. It's so important historically and artistically, and it's unthinkable that we won't try and save it.